You've worked hard on your HR strategy, but when you finally share it, leadership either shelves it, skims it, or completely ignores it. And you leave the meeting feeling like, why don't they take this seriously? The truth is, executives don't say yes to HR strategies because they look good on paper. They say yes because they clearly align with business outcomes. In this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what it takes to build a strategy that leadership funds, supports, and respects. If you haven't subscribed to the channel just yet, I invite you to hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications to not miss any videos that I drop about ways to elevate your HR career on purpose and with purpose. My name is Brittany Graddick. I work with HR directors, HR managers to take your leadership title and turn it into influence. In my own career, in my day job, I have gotten many promotions, multiple promotions, by taking my own HR strategy I've created and getting leadership to not only approve it, but to champion it. And this is the work that I do inside my HR Leadership Accelerator, helping HR managers and directors do the same. Create HR strategies that actually get buy-in. One of my clients made this shift and saw the results immediately. People started looking to her for her advice and for her insights, and her work started to really shift where the company was going. This is non negotiable. You must anchor your strategy in business outcomes. Executives think in terms of growth or profitability or risk mitigation, but not HR activity. Think about it this way: you are a department manager, HR department manager, and your own supervisor doesn't know what HR does. So if he doesn't know, she doesn't know what HR does, how will other department leaders understand the value that HR can bring unless you bring it to them? You must show how HR is not a side project, HR is a business driver. When your HR strategy speaks the language of business, buy-in becomes the default. You don't have to fight for it because it's already there. In doing this work, you must prioritize what matters most. I've said this before, every idea is a good idea, but overloading your projects with every idea possible, every task possible is not sustainable and it's not helpful. Think about not starting what you can't commit to or what you can't continue. That's one mistake I see a lot of HR leaders make, and I used to make myself, where you think that if you add every little thing to the program, every little thing to the project, every little thing to the initiative, that's going to make it inherently more valuable. But if you look up 3 months from now and you've let certain things fall, or you look up 6 months from now and the project no longer exists, or you look up a year from now and nobody even remembers the initial project, that's a waste of time. Don't start when you can't continue. Don't commit to what you're going to not have time for. Narrow your focus to initiatives that are going to drive the biggest impact. Don't try to boil the ocean. Don't try to do everything all at once. Think about your work in phases: phase one, phase two, phase three, and slowly scale, slowly implement more and more things over time. But again, start small on what you can wrap your arms around right now, and then your career is going to benefit from it as well. If this is resonating with you, let me know by dropping a comment down below or hitting that like button. And also let me know in the comments, have you ever had a proposal or a project that you ever presented in a leadership meeting that was ignored? Drop a yes down below. I want to see how common this is. So you're focused on the right things that matter to the business. You're narrowing your scope to make sure you can wrap your arms around it. As you do all of this, you must communicate in executive language. HR jargon or HR speak, no one's going to understand it because, again, they don't live in HR. They don't know HR. It's not a SHRM meeting. It's not an employer association meeting. They don't understand it the way you do. So if you're not going to take the time to educate them on what those acronyms mean, then you're wasting your time. You must speak the language of business that everyone is going to understand. Simplify your message so that it connects directly to retention, to productivity, to revenue. As you're doing all of this work, it's so important to position yourself as a strategic partner and not a support role. Respect comes from when you show up as a person who's going to drive the business forward. Don't be apologetic about your ideas. Don't be apologetic about the value that you provide. Don't be apologetic about your perspective. I truly believe this. HR leaders, HR managers, HR directors, you've got such a unique perspective. You've got all of the data around the employee experience. And so while they're thinking about, product product development and market share and all these things behind the scenes, you are in charge of the people who are actually doing the work, like not in charge of them in terms of directing their everyday moves, but in charge of their employee experience. You have a lot of the say when it comes to the selection of the employees, the way we're developing them in their roles, the way we're measuring the way that they're progressing in their roles, decisions around when they separate the company, and everything in between. So it's so important to use your perspective, use the data that you have, use your metrics to make sure you're painting a great picture so that when you come to those meetings, you're not seen on the outskirts of the business. Present your HR strategy as essential to the business and not just a people plan. It's not soft, It's not a nice to have, it's a must have, especially today where there's so many things around us where people have so many employers to choose from or not choose from depending on where they are. So you want to make sure your company is an employer of choice, not convenience, and that starts with how you treat your people. Getting HR strategy buy-in is not about luck. It's about knowing how to position your work in a way that business leaders value. And this is exactly the work that I do inside of my HR Leadership Accelerator program. Comment down below the words HR career success, and I'll send you a link to book a one-on-one call with me to talk about where you want to go in your career, your current goals, and then also whether working together might be right for you right now. When your strategy earns you the buy-in that you need, you're one step closer. So watch this video next to learn how to get the respect and the influence you deserve. I'll see you there.